If you are in a place where you feel like stagnant and like your life isn't changing, maybe you're at a job that you don't like, or just something to where you feel stuck, there is definitely hope for you. I'm going to share with you a manifestation technique that has changed my entire life within, I'm not joking, 1 week. Now I'm kind of new to the game of manifestation and it actually working for me. You know, we've been manifesting for a minute, but this is what I did to literally change my life around in 1 week. So, backstory, I was living in a place that I just needed to move out of my house. So I found a room on Craigslist and I went to a house and it was great and everything, but it ended up being super messy and disorganized and I just felt so small. And the thing about feeling small is when your energy is like this, then it can be hard to expand your mind to the possibilities of your life, of the things that you can attract. Because when you're in a small room, I'd go out, I'd like make my dinner in the little corner in the kitchen that I cleared off and that I wiped down because it was kind of like a dirty messy too. And then I just rush up back to my room. I felt so small. And whenever I would try to make videos or anything, I would just do it quietly because I didn't want to disturb my roommates. But the thing that I did was I started to look at my environment and just see it as a memory. I would study every corner and just think to myself, man, it was nice living here. I didn't have any plan to move out. I didn't have anything set up. I didn't know how I'd be able to afford moving out. But I kid you not, within 1 week, I got a call from my mom and she told me that my grandmother had passed away. So from there on, I visited her and, you know, we got everything together. That was it, the whole thing. And, you know, immediately after that, my mom asked me, do you want to move in to the house that she was staying in? And I was like, no, it was just all super traumatic. I didn't want to make any moves right then and there. But then before I knew it, my mom and my stepdad were helping me move into the place that my grandmother lived. And I was able to move into a new space, out in the open, very clean, you know, and ultimately move into my own place. And I just thought, wow, it was 1 week ago, I was just seeing my current living situation as a memory. So the same thing happened, but with my job. So I was sick and tired of that place. And I was looking around while I was walking from point A to point B. And I was just analyzing the whole thing and thinking, I'm going to have to, you know, get all the details, the colors of the floor, the accents on the walls, the posters, the break room, because one day this is just going to be a memory. So I need to get all these images clear in my mind. So I was looking at it as if it was a memory. And I kid you not, a week later, I got into a car crash. Random events. I got into a car crash and I was able to go on short-term disability leave, and my mind was expanded to a point that I could find different opportunities, find and think of different things to do and not feel trapped in that one job. So I ultimately quit, but I never would have done that if I weren't away from work for so long. I was able to tap into my creative pursuits. I was able to re-regulate my nervous system and just be relaxed and have the time and space to think of something else to do. So yeah, I do have 3 interviews. Well, I had 3 interviews and we'll see how that goes. But my reality shifted because, like I said, the things that I started to do was to see my environment as a memory and something that has already passed. Like I'm no longer a part of this environment. I used to be. And what that entailed was just like studying all the details and kind of trying to get a snapshot of, you know, everything that I'm looking at, because one day I'm not going to be able to remember it because it'll be just a memory. I haven't seen this manifestation method anywhere, but I know Neville Goddard has the STATS practice, which is state akin to sleep, to where you visualize something. Visualization is very important when it comes to manifestation, but you visualize something, and then once you do that, you put it to rest. You don't really think about it anymore, because being grateful and knowing that it will happen and then detaching from it trains your brain to think that it is already done and that you already have that thing. You don't have to keep focusing on it. You don't have to keep on doing the practice again and again and again, because your brain says it has done, and it enters this phase called the Sabbath, which he explains is not a day, not, you know, a certain day of the week, but a certain state of your brain when you stop working, to train it that that thing is going to happen. It's already done. And then once you are at, I know this is a practice, or this is behind the studies that Dr. Joe Dispenza does, and it's once you're at a state that is in alignment vibrationally with what you want to attract, then that thing will start to come into your world. So if you are at a place where you feel stuck, where you feel like, you know, nothing's changing, the things that I want aren't coming into fruition, I promise you, I haven't had any transformational change like this one. No dream board, no affirmation has ever changed this. I just started visualizing my environment as if it were a memory, as if I were looking back on that environment, and my life changed dramatically, and I plan on to continue doing this. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Please like if you found this helpful, and subscribe to the channel. I do have a peace ritual guide that I have in my bio. That's what I do to remain peaceful every day while working a stressful job. Well, not anymore, but to keep myself regulated. And I also have a Dream Life community on School in my bio as well, where we can work on creating a dream life for ourselves while also being in community. There will be a live book club every single month, and a live coaching call Q&A, to where I can answer all of your questions and get it before, I want to say I'm going to leave it up for a week at a discounted price. I'll put the promo code in the description below, the founder's price, so that we can, you know, explore together, get out the kinks. But I appreciate your presence, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.